Hi everybody. Now we have a big project going on in the backyard, and I've been going out every so often and I've been recording a little bit here and a little bit there of everything that's going on back there. And I put it together into a video because I want to show you what's happening. I call it phase 1. I'm going to be taking you along as we get into the phase 2 and phase 3 and so on, however long it takes until we're done with this project in the backyard. I'm super excited about what's going on outside and I want you to see it. So come with me so I can show it to you. So this is our back patio. Now a lot has already been done. Much of the landscaping has already been removed and the workers are busy removing all the pavers. Now they're going to level the ground in the upper and the lower level. Then they're going to power wash the pavers and they're going to replace them in a new pattern. Now we're also going to have some steps built about right here. And then we're also going to have some built over here on this end. It's going to look so nice. This is where the kitchen is going to be, right here, in between these two pillars on the right and the two trees on the left. And it's going to be a pergola kitchen. Now I wanted it straight ahead, right about there, but they're not able to build it there because there's an easement that runs all the way from there, all the way straight down to the other end. So because of that, we're not able to have the kitchen down there at the bottom where I really wanted it. So today is the third day. They have removed most of the pavers, as you can see. And if you look straight ahead, you can see where they're stacking them up against the cedar fence over there. See? Everything is looking like such a mess, but that's how everything usually looks before it starts to look really good. And these guys are doing a beautiful job. As you can see right here, this is a tree. This is a crepe myrtle that they're attempting to remove. But the roots are very deep. Last night we watered it really good and then we put that tarp right there to keep it moist in there. They're having to get this machine that they're going to bring over so they can cut the roots from the very bottom because the roots are really, really deep. I've gotten all my pots and I've moved them up there on top of the porch in the meantime. And so this is how it looks. Just wanted you to see it. Hi everybody, so here I am, day 7. Actually, it's not really day 7, it's like day 16. Now, we had a whole week where we had a lot of rain and the workers weren't able to work. But then now the rain is gone, the sun came out and they've come back and they've gotten a lot done. I wanted to show you this. Now, if you notice in the very beginning of the video, I show you where they were lifting up the old pavers. And then I showed you where all the pavers had already been lifted and they had set them aside. They were gonna power wash them and put them back. So the pavers are now back. Look at that, see? Now, if you look at that edge right here, you'll notice that it looks like they're sticking up. That's because they haven't put them in yet. So they've just set them up where they're gonna go. So before I show you that side over there and the back side, I wanted to show you all these plants that we have in the back. We've got a bunch of tropical plants back here and tons of them were already removed. Now, these are some of the older ones that are well established and they're in good shape. We had tons of them that were mid-size and then a lot of ground cover that was removed. And a lot of new ones are gonna come in to fill in the gaps. We've got a sprinkler system in already that we already had, but they're gonna put in a drip system combination, you see? When you look at the ground, you see dirt right now, but it's all gonna be crushed limestone and it's gonna look really pretty down in the bottom like this with all the new plants going in and filling in all those gaps. Now we're gonna have some fig ivy planted against this back wall and it'll take about 2 years before that fig ivy grows and it covers all the back wall. So now that you've seen this area here, I'm gonna take you to that side over there so that you can see it. So here we are on this side of the patio. Now, as you can see, they've already started with a pergola. They're not done with it yet. There's some corners that need to be put up here and another one over there, and then some parts that are going to be coming down on the bottom of the posts. Now this pergola is going to be painted. It's going to be a beautiful dark gray color, and I forgot the name, but I'll tell you later. Now they're going to put a shield up on the top so that the rain doesn't come through. Now we're going to have some Confederate jasmine planted right in the corners so that it'll just grow all the way up the pergola and just twine itself all over so we can have a lot of greenery up there. I'm gonna put a bunch of twinkle lights up here, and I'm gonna have some hanging lamps. I haven't picked them out yet, but I've been looking at them, and I think in the evening it'll just look so pretty with all that lighting put in here. Now if you notice, they're almost done with the pavers all the way to the back. There's gonna be a little walkway around this tree, see, like this, and then a lot of tropical plants planted around this tree. And then they're gonna put in that crushed limestone. So it's gonna have a really nice effect right there. All this back wall is all gonna be covered with plants. We're gonna put in beautiful tropical plants there to cover all that bare wall. We're gonna fill it in with the medium ones and the ground cover and the crushed limestone down in the bottom. I'll be putting some pots back here and there for a splash of color. And I'm really excited about that because it's gonna look so pretty. Now here in the kitchen, we're gonna have 2 islands. As you can see, some of the electrical system has already come in right here. And then we've got some right there. And this is the plumbing here. Now we're gonna have 2 islands, one right there and one right here. So it's gonna be 2 of them like this. Now this is where I'm gonna have my sunken burner, and then I'm gonna have like probably a 4 burner stove here with a working area right here in the middle. And this island back here, we're gonna put the grill right here, and then I'm gonna have a little workspace and then the sink right there. So it's gonna be like this. I do need to pick out the granite that's gonna go on top. I haven't yet decided on what color I wanna go with, but all that looking around and shopping is just fun. It's a lot of work, but it's fun. Now, once we're done working in here, grilling or cooking, whatever it is, we can just walk straight ahead, go down the steps to the back part. And that's the part that I'm about to show you. So come on. So here I am at the very back part of the patio. This is where the steps are, see? This is the area where we had that big crepe myrtle, the one that I showed you in the beginning of the video. They took it out and took it away. And here we're gonna have some new tropical plants, some high, medium, and low. And then they're gonna put, you know, the crushed limestone in the bottom with a special lighting, you know, highlighting some of these plants that are gonna be coming in. And they're gonna take it all the way to the back, along that back wall, and all on this side right here in front of the cedar fence all the way to that other end, with the fig ivy creeping up, so it'll cover all of this, and then it's going to be all green, really nice. Now they already brought in a sable palm. Here it is, and we've got another one at the other end. These were some of the bigger plants that were gonna come in, so they brought them in first. Now we do have a sprinkler system and a drip system, like I told you up there in the patio, and it's gonna be redirected right here because they're gonna put in a bunch of tropical plants down here at the bottom, mid ones and some high ones, especially a big one right here in the corner. And they're gonna go along in front of this cedar fence right here. And the drip system will be put in there so that I don't have to come out and water anything, and then with a crushed limestone down there. Now we're thinking about putting a fire pit right here with some chairs around it. You know, fall is almost here, and then winter time, and then we can sit around the fire pit, and I think it'll look pretty. I'm not sure if it's gonna fit or if we're gonna like the idea. Let me know in the comments and tell me what you think. Otherwise, it'll just be pavers, nice and clean here, and I'll put some big pots here with some pretty flowers just for a splash of color. See? So now that you've seen this back part, I'm gonna show you that other part over there. So this is the other corner in the backyard. We're gonna replace that partition there. It's gonna come up, and then the new tropical plants are gonna be coming in just a little bit lower than that palm right there. And then we're gonna have some medium and the low ground cover. You know, lots of macho ferns and foxtail ferns down in the bottom, and then splash of color here and a splash of color there. So I think it's gonna look pretty. Now back here, as you can see, 2 steps right here so that when we're in the kitchen, we can step down and come over here to this corner. This tree right here is gonna have some new tropical plants around it also. Some high, some medium, and some low ground cover with a special lighting and all that crushed limestone. And of course, the fig ivy is gonna spread all the way back here along the back wall, and it's gonna creep up and it's going to be all nice and green. This bottom part is just going to be just pavers, nice and clean. That's going to be tailored really nicely all the way over there to the corner, and it's going to look fabulous. Now, if you look at me closely, you'll see that I am super excited with this project. We had been planning this, and we thought that before summertime is over, we should get it done. So we're excited about it. Now, this is what I call like the first phase. I will be keeping you posted with the second phase and the last part of it. But I just wanted you to see what's going on right now so you can get excited with me, okay? So I'll see you in the next phase.